This conference will now be recorded.
All our ground, district county, all garbage, that's all. Stand over here, David, please.
Holy God, what a privilege and honor it is to come to this place tonight, Lord. I've just enjoyed listening to the chat and the fellowship that's taken place in this room. I thank you for the interested members of this county that are here, Lord, with things to present or with ideas, Lord, or just to be a part of support. I thank you for these commissioners and how they serve and what they do. We thank you, God, for your presence in this place. We thank you, God, that we can put our confidence in you, knowing that you are the one true God. You also, Lord, give us what we need to help us to persevere, to endure, to push through all that we deal with in our life, and we thank you for that, Lord. You give us the strength we need and provide all that we need, Lord, to do our best. Father, I pray for these leaders that are before us tonight. I pray, God, that they put their confidence in you, and Lord, that they persevere for the good of the county and for the glory of your kingdom. Father, we thank you for who you are and what you've done for us through your Son, Jesus Christ. We thank you for the promises that you've given us through him. And Lord, help us to live out those promises with the joy and the celebration and the contentment, Lord, knowing that we are serving you well, and help us to do that, Lord, to be good stewards in all you've given for us to do. We thank you, Father, for the opportunity of service and ministry in this place this night. And may everything that takes place in this meeting glorify your kingdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Forward, march. Halt. Forward, halt. Present. On. Sir, permission to present the colors.
Permission granted to present the colors.
Aye, sir. Carry colors. Colors reverse. March. Present. On.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry colors. Colors reverse. March. Present. On. Sir, permission to retire the colors.
Permission to retire the colors granted.
Aye, sir. Carry colors. Right. Stay. Forward. March.
Still in our feet.
Mr. Chairman.
Good job, y'all. I wanted to give you just a little something for your appreciation for coming and doing that. Before we approve the agenda, we need to I got to add a closed session. I want to do it, I'm gonna make it 10D, 10D is in dog, consider including the closed session for NCG 143-3, attorney-client privilege, following matters of interest. No, I'm gonna do it under 10D. So,
Motion to
entertain
approve.
a motion to approve the agenda with that addition, and any other changes anybody else might have. Motion by Mr. Cameron, second by Mr. Bullock. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I declare a public hearing open for community development block grant.
Right, your pay is good.
Good evening. This public hearing will provide an explanation and description of funding available under the small cities Community Development Block Grant, Neighborhood Revitalization Program, sponsored and administered by the North Carolina Department of Commerce, Rural Economic Development Division. Purpose of this public hearing is to obtain citizens' views, allow responses from the public on proposed funding, and to answer any questions posed by citizens. Approximately $12.3 million will be made available for North Carolina's 2025 CDBG Neighborhood Revitalization Program, of which approximately $4.75 million is set aside for the Rural Community Development Fund for Tier 1 counties to submit non-housing projects such as public facilities as a standalone activity. In general, CDBG and our activities must meet at least one national objective of benefiting low and moderate income persons or preventing or eliminating slums or blight. Project activities must benefit at least 51% low and moderate income persons for an area-wide project benefit, and 100% low and moderate income persons for direct benefit. Low to moderate income households are defined as those households with income at 80% or less of the median income of the county. Area-wide benefit could include such activities that benefit communities, for example, neighborhood parks. Direct benefit includes activities that directly benefit individuals, for example, housing rehabilitation. Types of activities that may be eligible for CDBG NR funding include housing rehabilitation, clearance, relocation, substantial rehabilitation, reconstruction, replacement, emergency repairs, housing development, and/or public facilities activities, and administration of the above activities. Applications are due to be submitted to the Rural Economic Development Division October 29th, 2025. Another public hearing will be held once specific project activities are identified and prior to application submittal by Bladen County. Are there any questions?
Anyone here to speak at the public hearing on the CDBG grant? If not, I declare the public hearing closed. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Item 4, Soil and Water Conservation District Chairman, Mr. Willie Beard, if you could please.
Commissioners, I'm Willie Beard. I'm a soil and water supervisor, and I'm here speaking for all the Bladen County supervisors. I would like to recommend Chris Bordeaux to fill the vacancy of our soil and water director. Chris was raised on a family farm in Bladen County, where he developed a lifelong passion for outdoors conservation and land stewards. He earned a BS degree in soil and water and an MS in soil science from North Carolina State University. He served 12 years with the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service as a district conservationist across multiple counties. 7 of them were already here in Bladen County. He transitioned to the private sector for nearly a decade in eco-service project development, enhancing technical and analogical capabilities. He was a licensed realtor for 30 years. His mostly recently served as a health and environmental health specialist with the Bladen County Environmental Health. We'd like to recommend him to fill the job, please, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Beard, and Chris, you already been hired, so thank you.
Good.
Any comments or whatever?
Congratulations.
Prior Gibson is coming from NC Works. He's on his way. I just called him. He may be here just a few minutes. But if you're here to speak about NC Works, after he, Rebuild. NC Rebuild. So he's gonna be here in a few minutes and speak, and then he's gonna go down in that room, next room over, and he's gonna write all the comments down, because he don't know all the specific details, and he'll follow back up with him. So is anyone here, individual wants to speak on anything other than NC Rebuild?
sir, I'm here for, we had been standing down here over at the other end down there, didn't know how to get in, and I called the sheriff's office and said they didn't know how we needed to get in. So I said, I can't dial 911. We're not in emergency.
So he's, Mr. Parker is here,
Yes, sir.
and he's gonna speak in a few minutes,
Yes.
and then he's gonna go down in that next room and talk to everyone of you.
All right, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Sorry for the interruption.
You're good. So, is anyone else here?
We have had an individual to come up and sign in. She wants to address the board.
Good.
It's very cute.
Is it about MC work, rebuild?
It is. It is. It is. She wants to sign in. She wants to address. She just wants to be.
Just a few minutes.
Oh, I don't have to, I can meet in a closed session, that's all.
So he's gonna try to help you tonight. Okay. Here, and then he's gonna speak, and then we're gonna go to the next room.
Okay.
He's trying to get my attention.
Mr. Chairman,
It's not, I'll let you know.
I'm happy to go wherever you want me to, and then we'll be done.
We're gonna let you do your introduction, and then we're gonna move to that next room.
Yes, sir.
So, matters of commissioners, anybody have anything?
I just got a couple quick things, and I'll be brief. I know we have a policy concerning employee social media. I know you can't legislate, morality and those kind of things, but it seems like it's beginning to get out of hand. So I didn't know if we could possibly send out something just encouraging people, especially DSS and people working with children. They just need to be more mindful of things they put out, because it represents us. And I think every once in a while, maybe just a reminder. The second thing, and this is not intended to sound like a complaint, it's an observation, so I pray it's received that way. I'm just really, as I drive around the community, and I hear a lot of people talking, we're trying to, grow our community, more housing, more people moving here, but we haven't, it appears we're not being real good stewards of what we have. Biblical principle, if you be faithful over little, God will make you rule over much. But anyway, driving by the schools, the hospital, the courthouse, it looks like, the lawn, the bushes, things like that, it's not being well cared for. And obviously, we're on a budget, we're trying to save money, and that's what we need to be doing. But I guess my thought process is, I took somebody up here to the courthouse last Monday, they were dignitary from another state, it was kind of embarrassing, but, is there possibly a group in the county, 4-H, or somebody that would take that on as a project that, to me, I want the courthouse to set a standard, that when people come and they go, wow, these people are really proud of their, is there any group that you know of in the community that might?
I can address every one of your concerns. We had a new landscaping contract, we terminated his contract, as of 30 days, we're gonna rebid it out. The grass gets cut every 2 weeks.
I don't just mean the grass, I just
No,
mean
I'm just saying the grass gets cut every 2 weeks, and the landscaper comes every 2 weeks. The hospital has reseeded their whole front yard, and there's people that's reseeding that don't want the grass cut, so they get growth in it and stuff. So that's the reason the hospital's grass is not being cut. And the schools, maybe Benny can answer, when he comes up here, I can't answer for the schools.
We are.
Again, I was afraid it might not be well received. We've got one, it's a small yard in the courthouse, it's such a pretty place, central part of the community. Anyway, I said what I said.
A couple of questions or concerns for citizens that we know it's a lot of rain. We got it everywhere. But it's a lot of flooding. And I know, I'll see the person here. I know Gordon McLean had made her comment again and asked, nothing's been done. No one has gone to her again and talked to her. The culvert on one side was replaced, the other side has not. Bladen, same thing with the, Lions.
Yeah.
They still have the same issue. And we expect to have heavy rain for the next couple of months through hurricane. So I'll just bring it up to everyone. They still have those issues that we need to address them. The flooding, the main thing.
So, there's 3 grants right now getting to be, bids already been accepted. One of them is, that line down at 242 on North Road that's one of them. And it's just a matter of getting the contract and the board approving it, and they're gonna go, to work on that. And I'll set the lines. And down there, East Arcadia, McLean, DOT's been down there, so I have to follow up to what Nathan's gonna do on that.
This road.
I need the address and send it to DOT. I got one today. I got one today, I sent to DOT, and said, go look at it.
Okay.
If you send us the address, we'll get them look at it.
Yes.
I can follow back up on, McLean.
Yes.
We all went down there, but I don't know.
Because he went, but
But the three bids for the stream debris, they're ready to be, we just got to get the contracts and get approved. And they can go to work on those three. I think there's one at Turnbull and that down there, and there's one more bid down somewhere. That's the three, it's already approved. Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman, I got a written notice I'd like to share with the commissioners. It's regarding the registration of commissioners for different conferences and so forth. I'd like to share this with the commissioners, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
And it reads, Dear Commissioners, subject clarification request regarding travel-free policy and its application to county commissioners. August 1, I emailed the clerk as done in the past requesting registration for the North Carolina Association of Commissioners Annual Conference and the African American Cultural Trail being held August the 21st and the 23rd in Pitt County. Her reply was at the June 16th special meeting, the board unanimously implemented a travel freeze for seminars, conferences, unless the training is required for retaining or achieving specific certifications, licenses, or any commission of travel. Training will need to be approved by the Board of Commissioners. This is a formal request concerning clarification of the recently implemented travel freeze policy for seminars and conferences, which limits travel unless it is required to retain or obtain specific certification or licenses. As an elected county commissioner, I would like to understand the basics for which commissioner travel is currently being restricted or denied, as the stated criteria for the freeze do not appear to apply to members of the Board of Commissioners. To my knowledge, the policy was intended to address staff and departmental travel and not the statutory duties or discretionary travel of elected officials. The specific job certification and licenses apply to commissioners. If there has been a subsequent resolution, administrative, direct, or interpretation that extends this policy to include commissioners, I respectfully request a copy for review. If not, I seek written confirmation that the travel freeze does not apply to county commissioners. Understanding the full intent and scope of the policy is essential in order to ensure compliance, transparency, and responsible governance. Thanks for a prompt attention to this matter. I look forward to a response and any relevant documentation or clarification that can be provided. Respectfully, Arthur A. Fuller. Thank you, sir.
I'll give you a response tonight.
well,
This board voted to freeze all travel. That included commissioners, that included employees, that included everybody. And that's what the board has approved. And if it's not mandatory, or if you don't need it for your job, then it's not getting approved. I've done turned down a pile of them.
but it's for your job. So let me
So
just.
that's the reason that I told Ms. Marie, send it up there, that it was denied.
But it applies to what I have to do.
It ain't mandatory for you to go to a daggone,
I'm the treasurer for one of the part of the organization. That's my job.
did you put it in writing?
Okay, I get it right. Thank you, sir.
But it,
Do I-
we're not making no exceptions if you're elected or not elected. We're either gonna open this travel back up to everybody, or we're gonna keep it frozen to everybody. That's what the board decided to do.
Didn't know that you wanted, who you want to sign it? Me or the president?
I don't care who signs it.
Okay,
I mean,
I didn't
I'll send it to
think,
you.
I really didn't know it. I knew we wanted to, but you said though, we made a comment, but if it's needed, All you have to do is request
If
it.
it's mandatory for your
You
job,
can't mandatory for a commissioner, because I can say it's mandatory for me,
well,
let me finish. If me to be ready for my commissioner's duty. So who's gonna determine that?
as of right now, I will determine that. Unless
No, no, my
you
God.
put it on the agenda and this board can vote up or down then. Either that or put it on the agenda. Other than that, I'm gonna refuse it.
Now, you want a signed request
You
from
can't
me?
refuse it, though.
You want a signed request from me of the duties that I have to do? Is that what you're saying?
You send me something in writing that it says that it's mandatory for you to be
You be
there.
gone.
Okay, all right.
Another week.
Thank you, sir.
You be gone a week.
Any other
Mr. Chair, I apologize, I just missed something. And there are a number of people here tonight that are new and working really hard, or trying to work very hard on the Keep Bladen Beautiful Committee. And I should have done that in my poorly presented argument earlier. So I appreciate what they're doing. Again, just want us to set the standard.
Mr. Chair, one other thing, it was, Highway 53. That was the other one that had the ditch, but it also has all that vegetation that's on, they cannot see. I'll give that address again.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Mr. Benny, then.
Good afternoon, Chairman Peterson, ladies and gentlemen of the board. I'm here on behalf of Bladen County Schools to ask that you consider approving the capital outlay request that was sent in the amount of $134,106.82 for the period of May the 10th through June the 17th.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Dr. Monroe, second by Mr. Bullock, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Mr. Benny.
Y'all have a good day.
So this time, Mr. Pryor Gibson, Chief of Staff for NCBB, will do your presentation, and then we'll move to the next front.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm Pryor Gibson. I have some handouts for the board. Unfortunately, I didn't know this was going to be this many folks here, but I'll be glad to reproduce this, or you're more than welcome to. I'll start with Ms. Maria. And they're pretty self-explanatory, but if you'll allow me to, go ahead and get these to the board and to anybody else, whatever copy. I think there's 15 or 20 there. And like I said, I'll be glad to reproduce them, or y'all can, and be glad to send them anyone to explain them. And Mr. Commissioner, again, I'm not exactly prepared for citizens' side of this, but more than happy to go into a room and have a conversation with them before the commissioner and clerk's knowledge. Federal law does not allow us to discuss individual cases out loud because there's very personal and vital statistics involved with just about every case. So I will address this group and answer any questions, get their name, addresses, and I'll make sure by close of business tomorrow, every one of them have an email or a cell phone. So I'll make that commitment to you out loud. Permission to start, Mr. Chairman? Just go ahead. I'll try to keep it to 5 to 10 minutes because it looks like we've got several hours behind me. And I gotta catch a flight at 10:30, so I'm in trouble. I'm gonna see if I can rearrange it. Again, Pryor Gibson, longtime fan and almost resident of Bladen County. I was raised in Clarkton and Tar Heel and White Lake on the weekends. Y'all know most of my family, the Fars, and the Battens in Clarkton, the Fars in Tar Heel. Spent all my life here. Own property here. Bladen County is not a strange place to me. I'm gonna do this in stages. I'm gonna tell you a little bit, about 3 or 4 minutes about the statewide program, then I'm gonna drop down in Bladen County's specific issues. What NCORE is doing, North Carolina Office of Recovery and Resiliency, is taking care of the remainder of projects to be done, disaster projects to be done from Matthew and, help me out, in 16 and in Florence in 18, a long time ago. There was a whole lot of work done at the beginning. All natural disasters take months and years to get set up. North Carolina had the terrible misfortune to have 2 of them put together right behind each other. And back in 21, 20 or 21. It was so much bureaucracy involved with the federal government, the state authority, local capacity, and so many homeowners that didn't have experience. They wisely decided to try to do everything in one office so they could cut the bureaucracy. Well, what happened was, with everything in one office, it got really complicated. And at one time, NCORE had 9 different programs in it, ranging from HRP, which is what most folks care about, that's the Home Recovery Program, to community development, which there have been projects in Bladen County. Community development does multifamily housing, to buyout programs, which they've been buyout programs in Bladen, which actually says, you know your property is going to flood, we will give you X amount of money to buy you out so it won't ever be developed, to the Back at Home project, which is helps people that are made homeless through disasters. I mean, the list goes on and on. So long story short, that didn't make anybody happy either. Put in one agency, it took too long. They at one time they had over 2,800 projects to be assigned. It just did not work right. So in late 24, Governor Cooper and Secretary Buffalo made a change. They sent me over there to see what we could do about getting it fixed. And the good news, bad news is there's no really fixing a disaster. I never can replace the doll that your granddaughter had, or I can't place the certificate on the wall from when you were in Vacation Bible School. But what we can do is, for a lot of folks who qualify, we can make them whole in their homes. So as of right now, I will start with the HRP sheet, if you will. That's the big sheet. And the disclaimer is, these literally came off the printer at about 4:45 when I left Raleigh. So if there's any errors, the disclaimer is they should be minor, but I think I can do them from memory. What you see on those top pie charts is where the HR, and I'm just going to talk about HRP because that's what most folks want. Anybody here has issues with other agencies, we'll deal with those too. But the top 3 pie charts show you where we are last month in July, where we were a month ago, and where we were a year ago. And you can see what's the clip right now, and the program-wide status is about 2% a month, with about 12% left to go. And I'm giving you fair notice, it ain't gonna be 2%. We're not gonna be able to solve 2% a month come about 3 months from now, because the pie is getting much smaller. But our goal is to be done. The goal right now, and I think we're gonna make it, is to have every program in, and all of them are already signed contracts, but have every project remaining in construction by the end of this year, and every project finished by August 26th. That's kind of the pace we're on right now. And you can look at the math of those pie charts and see how that's working. And it looks like we ought to be able to do it faster than that, but I can tell you that the tougher projects, the more difficult projects are those remaining, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get those done. There's other stuff down there that I think is self-explanatory. There's a chart in there where the General Assembly in their wisdom gave us $30 million, $50 million, and $217 million, for a total of $297 back in April of this year to finish the remaining projects. And thank out loud both William and Representative Grissom and Senator Jackson for what they've done. They're amazing. Y'all are really lucky to have them. Also, I'll tell you this right now, I've worked very closely with your staff here in Bladen County over the last year that I've been helping them. Amazing staff. They do a heck of a job. I think Delphine is retired, but you got Matt and all the folks down there. They do an incredible job, probably as good as any county in the state, integrating the federal resources with all this subcontractor stuff that we've had to bring in and make it work on the ground. We all know Bladen County ain't exactly the richest county in the world. It's got great people, but it's like my home county, Anson. It's got some problems with its budgets, and having people be innovative at your staff level is incredibly important when you have a disaster this big. So I'll stop there, Mr. Chairman. Does anybody have any questions on the HRP sheet? That's the one that's got the pie charts and the little chart on the bottom, and I'll jump right in for 3 minutes on the Bladen County sheet. Okay, so the Bladen County sheet, again, printed that out at 4:45. That is the most recent local data on Bladen County proper, okay? And I'll have to look at it because I can't remember all of it. As of right now, it looks like you're on track for getting about $79 million of new construction, and I'm guessing it's 397 and 66 is what, 463? 463 projects will be complete in Bladen when we're done. That's not counting the ones that might drop out for whatever reason it is. There's about 50 reasons projects get in trouble. In a county like Bladen or Columbus or Pender, with the small rural counties, there's about 20 reasons that occupy about 90% of the reasons projects fail. We'll get to that there should be 4 pages in the sheet. Yeah, there is. So, to put it in perspective, Bladen County at 460s would be just under about 11% of the total Matthew and Florence disaster pool. Robinson County, next door, is by far the biggest impact. They probably had about 22 to 24% of the damage in their county, and Columbus County is next, probably in the 12 to 14% of the total impact, and then Bladen County is third. So the 3 counties right next to us, right in here, represent almost 45% of the total damage in Florence and Matthew. This sheet is pretty self-explanatory. If you want to know, I've been doing this for this is probably my 7th month doing this sheet. I couldn't figure out a way to communicate to everybody what was going on in the local area, so we do this data sheet for all 44, well, we do it for 24 counties. We do the data for all 44 counties, but we send it to 24 counties that have a lot of active projects, so that their inspection and health department and social services, all the people involved with getting these projects put back on can see where they are. I think there's didn't have but 3 completed last month in Bladen. You see the pictures of them right there. And then we have 2 projects, and this is an important sheet on the back. This is where we're broadcasting to local governments and inspections, hey, there's something going on. You guys got to help us fix it because we don't want the project to withdraw, and we need to fix whatever this is so it doesn't happen. Mr. Chairman, that's it in a nutshell. We got the HRP program, when I first went over there, was pumping out about 60 or 70 homes a month. We got it up to 144, highest ever seen in the United States in disaster recovery. We had a terrible blip in September of 24 when the management there realized that we're going to run out of federal money. So again, the legislature in their good wisdom decided to fund it. So now we're back on track. We're never going to get back up to 144 because you just can't build that kind of infrastructure overnight. We went about 6 or 7 months where I was spending about 50 hours a week trying to figure out how to close the program down because I didn't think we were going to have any money. But we got the money, booted back up. We're back up in the 70 range, and we're now working with the ones that are really tough to get done because they got a lot of moving parts. So that's it at 30,000 feet. Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to answer any questions, and I will tell you, I will feebly answer the questions, but I'll certainly get you the answer in tomorrow.
I have one question. I'm in the furniture business, and I get asked this question a lot. Get caught up in the middle furniture. Really know how to.
I understand.
Do you have a generic way that when somebody's house was worth 10, 12,000, they got the new home, so many of them are not aware of the expense of the new taxes and what have you, and they get $600 or $700 a month Social Security, and the first thing that they say what? And what I don't mean, sir,
I
have a ton of those customers, and in my place, none of them knew that was what was going to happen.
Oh, Commissioner Brett, it's even, I hear you, and that is a problem, but it's even worse than that. Because a lot of folks don't realize that their utility bills are going up. A lot of them doesn't realize their insurance is going to go up. And it's a lot of them don't realize what it takes to maintain a new home and keep it in condition. There's a whole list of things that come with home ownership, especially new home ownership, that I hear you loud and clear.
Well,
There,
we just become the bad people right quick.
well,
And didn't realize it.
I would argue that I've sat where you are, I've been elected, I know it's tough, but it ain't nothing like the hot seat the staff, the disaster folks been at. Because they've been at, there is a case manager and many times multiple case managers assigned to folks, and there is no good way to say, do you get a new house, it's gonna cost more. On the ad valorem side, on the insurance side, on the utility side, and the maintenance side. And it's dramatic. I mean, you can see those pictures right there. These aren't as represented, some of them, but, I would make this argument if you at 99.9% of the homeowners would say, if you ask them, do you want a new house? If you know it's going to be taxes, they would say yes. And you need to know one of the number one reasons why these holds on this list become withdrawals is that we can't negotiate some things with federal dollars. We're not allowed to help with taxes that are owed, with utilities that are owed, with liens. A lot of our homeowners that we're helping, we don't find out until literally we're ready to hand them the keys and they've got a lien that we're not allowed to pay. Well, I mean, it's that serious. You don't know the nightmare that we have with our caseworkers and our agencies and our contractors who are ready to hand a homeowner a key, and they can't get a relative that's in prison that's lost their ability to sign a paper to sign off so they can get clear title. There's dozens of things that happen because life is hard that we try to, this effort is on track to fix 4,294 homes. Okay, the largest home building exercise in the history of North Carolina. It's bigger than what they got out west, even though the west is different. And every one of these houses, every one of these homeowners deserve all of our attention all the time and walking with them, holding their hand. But it is hard to help 4,300 people that got a house and the 6,000 plus that we had to say no to. Remember, there's over 10,000 folks that asked and got in the program, and 6,000 of them we had to say, sorry, here's why, and here's the reason why you're not going to be eligible.
Okay, I have two. The first, and maybe, I don't know how to, the lady's not here. What happens when they moved into a home within 6 months? Now they're applying for something.
Easy, big issue. Warranty issues are a big issue. So every single homeowner that gets in the federal program or with state money or federal money has a 1-year warranty. And if they get inside the warranty, it generally takes time because it's not like and I'm not picking on Bladen. Let me use Anson. In Anson County, we're in Anson County right now. It's hard to find a contractor without being in the disaster world. Finding a contractor to fix your ice maker or fix whatever it is in regular times is hard in Anson County. When you add the fact that we built 200 and 300, and we've already built 400 houses here in Bladen. It's hard to get contractors. That's not an excuse. It's just the facts of life. But if they get their warranty work in timeline, they will get warranty.
How do they do that?
Well, every single homeowner has a checklist, has a sheet, has a list of the contractors.
Okay.
The caseworker, there's something called a key handoff when that happens where there's a big checklist, they all get it. Now, in full disclosure, and you would not believe how many times this happens, a lot of times the person that owns the house or is the PO, point of contact, and the de facto project homeowner changes many times between the time the project starts and it ends. And oftentimes there's some miscommunication, and it takes a while to get that done. But that still does not affect warranty. Matter of fact, Mr. Chairman, we did a a project out of warranty that you notified, or your office notified us about, that was out of warranty, but it was so simple, they're gonna fix it anyhow.
So I can let her know.
Yep.
Excellent.
Well, I'm gonna give you a contact number that all you have to do is send it to. If you got anything to do with in-court disaster relief, you just send it to me. Pryor.Gibbs, and I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting this big a crowd. Pryor.Gibson@ncdps.gov. Okay? And if you would, put in the header, Bladen County, and then a short what it is, so I can get it to the right person.
I'll get their name, their address. The other person, and these are the ones that people have come to me on.
Yes, ma'am. What?
Pods. The stuff was stored in,
Oh, the storage.
right, in storage. Let's say, and the person may come to you, but how do I have two. One person comes to me tonight, this lady, they gave her 15 days, she's an elderly lady.
Mm-hmm.
They said her house is no longer be built. We're not getting a home.
I know this case. Go ahead.
Okay. 15 days, she can't do it. What should she do?
Well, here, again, I can't talk about individual cases, but we're gonna talk about this in perspective. There are times when a project has to be withdrawn. I just explained that. There are at least 3 notifications involved before we take somebody that's been in the program and letting them know, hey, we gotta fix this, you're gonna be withdrawn at day certain. So, in the deal, in the memos that they get when they sign up to get in the program, it's pretty clear. Don't get me wrong, it's complicated. And it's not that it's complicated. It is a contract, okay? Just like you have with power company, just like you have with everybody else. It's a contract. And in the contract says, once you get out, you got 15 days. That's in the contract with pods. Now, I gotta be truthful. I have not done that. I have not had that conversation with the homeowner, but I have heard many of our case managers talk to homeowners about this. And we have a huge problem, especially in counties like Anson, and I bet like Bladen, where we have a lot of these folks that lost their homes that are elderly, maybe not have ever done in their entire life a real estate deal. Maybe like in Anson County, we had some folks that got these projects that were 4th and 5th generation level of poverty, low education entertainment. I'm not saying anything about Bladen. I'm talking about my people in Anson. And it's hard. It's hard to tell somebody you have lost something, your great granddaddy left you a lot and your grandmother gave you the money to build this little house and you've lost it. Here's a brand new one, and you walk away and they've never had anything, no experience like this in their life. And I'm being the first one to tell you, navigating the federal government, the state government, the local government, and then Lord knows whatever happens in the process of the contractor to building your house, it is not for the faint of heart. It's hard. That's the reason we have case managers that hold the hand of everybody that can.
Okay, on this one though, she has to go back to her house. How did she get time, somebody to help her, somebody to come to her to move her stuff out of their time? It's not like overnight.
Again, I wish I could answer you. Yeah, email me and I will, and for everyone, this is what I'm gonna need. Y'all go ahead and be writing this on a piece of paper because I'll write as hard as I can. I need your name.
We're gonna do that.
Okay. I need your name, case number, and how to contact you, preferably in writing, Mr. Chairman, because there'll be I get about 120 a day. So we have a system to take care of. And it is emotional. I'm here to tell you it's emotional. My case managers, we have to talk to them all the time because they get really bonded with the homeowners. Yes, sir, Dr. Ellis.
Simple question, how many homes have y'all completed so far in Bladen, would you get?
In Bladen, it's on that sheet. We've done 397 today, and it got about 66 left to do.
And so the merit on these homes as far as the underlying, rebuilding these new little homes that are being built, that they were homes that were deemed
ruined by something like Matthew or Florence.
Florence, yes, sir.
So like on 87 and around White Oak, those homes.
Kelly, East Arcadia, Outback.
Okay, so that, okay.
Yeah, it's, the Matthew and Florence event is unusual in that it was all mostly low lying, but even Tar Heel got.
A lot of those
Yeah.
were, you know, they were
Well,
not
and that,
necessarily low lying.
no, well,
It's just a simple question.
Yeah,
I just wanted-
yeah.
Some of them were, you know.
Well, I will tell you, in the Columbus, Bladen, Robinson watershed, what we found is that, and they know now, is that we had not snagged streams in years, and 70, 80, 90 years of having streams build up in the low-lying
Well,
areas.
that's what, when they presented the floodplain, you know.
That it's,
Right,
yeah.
99 was a 100-year flood.
Yep.
16 was a 100-year flood.
and
18 was a 100-year flood. I know what you mean, yeah.
we have incredibly active agriculture and timbering, and that doesn't hurt much, but it does allow runoff to get in streams and causes flow issues downstream.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes, sir, Pryor.
there was a citizen living in a mobile home park, and the trailer was moved out, cars bought in, and apparently something was wrong with the septic tank or something.
A lot.
It's been about 12 to 14 months and nothing has happened.
Okay, again, Commissioner Bullock, I'll have to look at that case,
I get in contact with you.
get name, case number, address, contact, I'll look into it.
Yes, sir.
But that's not unusual. Septic issues, boundary issues, you'd be amazed. I get 10 of those a week. Airship, who owns what, who died, who left what, I get 10 of those, 15 of those a week. Septic issues, 24 of those a week.
Shouldn't the contractor check the septic tank and say, look here,
We do, sir, they do, they do. There's a complete environmental assessment until you get in to build the house, you realize that Miss Susie didn't own the land that the septic tank was on.
Yeah.
That the drain field is over there on Paul's land. Well, wait a minute, Miss Susie's mobile home ain't even on her land.
Yeah.
So it's putting together a puzzle that sometimes is a hardship. Okay? Any questions? My pleasure. I come through here about every 2 weeks, so if I can help, I will.
Hey, if y'all go down the next room, she's gonna get your name and he's gonna talk to you. We'll get a follow-up, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman, thank your staff for me. They work very well with us. We really appreciate it.
Any other people bringing it?
Too soon.
How did they get no mail from? It's on real property. They took it to the mobile home. Other mobile homes in there, yeah, they used to. I know, but other mobile homes in there, they know that could be a record.
Hey, Animal Control, Dr. Duncan.
On behalf of the Bladen County Animal Control Board, I bring to you a request for a slight increase in 9 fees. You were sent in your packet a scale that has in pink the items that we're asking for an increase in fee. It's very minimal when you ask from $8 to $10 a day, or from 15 to 20. The 2 new items would be for cat boxes. When someone comes and adopts a cat, we need to be able for them to transport them home, and also to give rabies vaccines at the shelter. We know that rabies is preventable, but it's not preventable if we don't get our pets vaccinated. The Animal Control Board, including our veterinary of record, Dr. Gensel, has approved the request to give the vaccine there. So I humbly ask that you consider this increase in fees. To the best of my knowledge, I can't remember when they have last been increased.
Okay, motion by Mr. Pritchett, second by Mr. Cameron, any discussion?
I do.
Mr. Hester?
Dr. Dunn.
On one, the boarding fee, you had it actually going down. Was that a typo, or was that?
The boarding fee. Boarding. It's $15, and then after 3 days, it's $8. We want to do $10 after 3 days. Remain the 15, but then go to 10 days after 3 days instead of 8.
Same question. Okay, same question.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Dr. Dunn.
Thank you.
Service, Joey Coleman, approving interlocal agreement for Bladen County Schools regarding the shelter capacity grant for a generator at West Bladen.
Good evening.
Motion by Mr. Britt, second by Mr. Bullock. Any discussion?
You didn't sit down.
All in favor, say aye. All
Good job,
opposed?
Joey.
Thank you.
Good job.
Very good speech.
You entertain a motion to go to water board?
So moved.
Mr. Bullock, second by Mr. Esper. All in favor, say aye. Aye. See yourself on water board, Mr. Logan, John?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Thank y'all for having us tonight. We're here to bring one item before you. Should have in your agenda, change order number 1. We're proposing some modifications to the contract. What you have, this is the contract where we're installing new water lines for folks that have contaminated wells. This is part of an agreement that you have, Bladen County has with Comores. So Comores is paying the bill on all of this work. What we've been doing is the line on 87 has been installed. The line on a portion of Pone Loop has been installed. This change order actually does some shifting around of the scope. We identified there's really not a lot, there's only one house on Pone Loop total. Pretty Hall Road has several residents that were affected and have both RO. I remember y'all talked to you before about the different levels, but there's about 8 people that have contaminated wells on Pretty Hall Road. So what we're proposing to do is take the scope from Pone Loop and do the addition on Pretty Hall Road to get those folks served with county water. So what we'll have, the total change order request is an additional cost of about $156,000, $239. That would be to Heron Robin Park, who is your contractor. They're doing a very, very good job. They're working very diligently and very fast. So they kind of put us, they completed the project in a very efficient manner. To give you an example, they laid 2,100 feet of pipe, 6-inch pipe, 8-inch pipe, sorry, 2,100 feet of 8-inch pipe in one day. So their crews were moving. So what I ask you for is approval of the change order, and then we'll continue to let them do their thing.
Motion by Mr. Brett, second by Mr. Gillespie, any discussion?
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the one person, that one home,
Mhm.
on that other, what was it?
Pone Loop.
Right, that person, are they still getting water?
There's been multiple attempts to reach out to that homeowner, and they have not responded to it. The other thing is they are one house about 2,000 feet away from the water line. Even if they do want it, you got a bad situation trying to get them water where they're going to get poor quality water, because there's no way to keep the water turned over. They're at the end of the line. So their best bet would be Comores offers whole house GAC filtration units.
They offer it all.
Yeah, that would be their best route is to take the GAC unit.
What do they, and they don't know that yet?
I'm not sure if they know that or not. Comores is handling all the communication with
Okay.
them. Comores, and then they have a company called Parsons. They handle they have an office in Fayetteville, and they have a hotline that everybody can call, and they've sent everybody as well as tested. They've sent them numerous letters and communication.
And I will say, in all fairness to them, they should call me, because
Okay.
I did send my response, and they didn't like what I said,
Okay.
and they actually called,
Okay.
and I was so nice about that, so
Yeah.
yes, they do call. Thank you.
Any more questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion to exit water board.
Second.
Motion to exit water board, second by Dr. Pillman, going, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Entertain a motion to go into closed session. So moved. accordance to NCG 143-318.11A3, 2022 bids. All in favor, say aye.
This conference will now be recorded.
Oh, yeah, I apologize, I should have mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, Mr. David Gooden is, having a little bit of, medical problems. Well, like that, he got a sciatic nerve, because he's trying to get fixed, he's down. And I should have done that at the beginning of the meeting, but I forgot, but thank you for reminding me of that. Lumber Area Workforce Development one. I had a name and you said you had one, I don't forgot who I had.
No, I did a nursing home. That was a nursing home person.
Who was gonna replace Brooks? Let's say,
No,
I'll find my number, my name.
and I don't know, I never got the person with
Who made the
information.
motion, I'm sorry? Mr. Britt, second by Mr. Gillespie, on the table, on favor say aye. Nursing home?
I don't have the information to give her yet. I still don't give it to her.
Yeah, she just got,
You didn't get it yet?
No, the girl that I sent the email to,
the girl
her
just,
supervisor was out last week, and she was gonna send me something
okay,
today. and I haven't-
two ladies out for it said that they told them that it would be I forgot how many hours, but it was real casual,
But I need to give her something in writing.
Okay, we'll get it.
That's my thing.
Most table, Britt, second by Dr. Duffy, among going, all favor say aye. Advisory board for next 18th, Animal Control 1, Barks, 8. I think they got some recommendations to the board at Barks, because I don't think they have very good attendance, so Marie, we'll try to get that, all the commissioners ahead of time. Beaver management?
Yeah, I got two recommendations.
Okay, will you send them to us, so we can, compare what they got, please? Economic Development 1, Local Emergency Plan 1, Animal Control 2, Agricultural District 2, and Watershed Board, Review Board 2.
That's my area.
Calendar review,
Yeah, reappoint her.
on July. The date is, that's on August, in August.
Yep, all day long.
God, ain't time flying, they were having fun. August.
Unreal.
Thursday at 7 p.m. is, Bladen County Library's, school supply giveaway. Please, spread that word. Saturday, monument dedication to Dr. Delata Blanks at East Arcadia, that's at 10:30. And, senior citizen, building. The 11th is Health and Human Service, the 12th, Refuse to be a Victim, seminar, Bladen County Library. 14th, Bladen County Fire Association, meeting in Kelly. 16th, Bladen Community College back to school, part of the Fun Club 75th anniversary celebration. 18th is County Commissioner meeting. 26th, just keep Bladen beautiful. So, I think they're gonna try to have one more meeting, we'll just keep Bladen beautiful, it's something to think about. So, it might be a recommendation next meeting. They're thinking about asking us to dissolve that board, but they can't, very few people going on, I mean, Gordon County. Been told us to do it. Find out about that, but that's, they're gonna meet one more time, and then that group's gonna decide if they want to try to stay organized or not, my understanding. MCAB is White Lake, the 26th. The Buzz on Bees Seminar, Bladen County Library, 28th. National Opioid Awareness Day event is at the Bladen House Courthouse Lawn, that's the 30th, that's 10 to 2. Monday, Labor Day, everybody's closed, county office is closed. Tuesday, prayer services, we're gonna move both of those things.
Mr. Mayor, just to let you know, I block out the first week and the third week, but I'm gone that second week, no problem, just, I'm not skipping out, or, I just can't get out of this,
Understand.
so I apologize.
Okay. remind me to excuse him.
Yes.
So I'll wait till the end of the meeting. 22nd anniversary banquet, East Arcadia Senior Citizens. That's at 4 o'clock, the 22nd. The 8th is, prayer service at 8 o'clock. All this is pending approval of the board next meeting. The board of commissioners meet at 6:30 on the 8th, and the health board will meet at 5 o'clock. Bladen County Fire Association meeting at Lisbon. 15th Board of Commissioners meeting, and the 30th to keep Bladen beautiful. September the 20th is Peanut Fest. Yeah, and it's all. August the 10th, I get married 51 years. That's a good one. That's a very good one. That's what people like for. Congratulations, Mr. Austin. Individual delegation wish to address commissioners.
Anyone?
Alan, you want to talk? I'm good. Commissioners, got anything else?
I appreciate the prayers that gone out for my wife with her surgery last Thursday. You're doing that.
Awesome. Good.
You're already ready for your protection around the house.
You're not running too hard, are you? Okay, the proposed 26th holiday schedule, review it. Consider, authorizing the chairman, the county staff to purchase, so on these, Bladen County signs that enter the county, do we want to purchase them or just let the state put up free ones?
Let's
put up free.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, just.
Let's make a motion.
I make a motion that we,
Okay.
DOT stuff.
Okay, second, motion by Dr. Freeman, on second by Dr. Ellis. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. Consider.
Citizens taking those signs down.
Yes. They're probably in somebody's man cave.
Yeah, the main arteries have the big signs, they're good looking, it's just smaller, some of the smaller ones are, you know.
We can revisit sometime later if need to. Consider adopting a resolution authorizing the application to Fort County. So what this is trying to get Fort County to help us with what they call a loan grant, red leg, to finance some new garbage truck. We got to have a garbage truck. So move. And, more to come on that, but this is authorizing to move forward with 0 inches long. But we got to have them. I don't have the history of those trucks, so. Mr. Bullock made the motion, second by, Mr. Cameron. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anything else for the betterment of the Bladen County citizens? If not, entertain a motion.
Motion.
Mr. Cameron. Sure. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank y'all.